deep-seated fear, hatred, anger, or resentment, bitterness, disappointment, lost hope, false expectations, all of these could have deep roots in your life. If they're in you, they are stealing your joy and peace, killing relationships, and destroying your future. Wow, those are strong words, but it's true. Welcome to the Renewed Mama Podcast. I'm Kimberly Mutar, the creator of Speak Life Badges. I help mamas like you stay renewed. You can think right, speak right, and respond right, no matter how your day unfolds. What the dog throws up, how much spilt milk you clean up, and how long your laundry sits in the laundry basket waiting to be folded. If you need another mama in your back pocket to help you stay renewed in your thoughts, the words you say, your parenting approach, and your communication, this is the podcast for you. Today, we're talking about deep-seated lies. What is a deep-seated lie? A false feeling, a false belief, a false mindset, a false statement that is difficult to change because it has been there for a long time. It is deeply seated in you. You may not even realize you are believing this lie. It's just your way of thinking, speaking, and responding, and it feels as though it has always been. It could be a deep-seated fear, hatred, anger, or resentment, a deep-seated bitterness, disappointment, lost hope, or false expectations. Lies originate with the devil. He is the source of all lies. He seeks to steal, kill, and destroy. The devil wants you to feel lonely, separated, inadequate. He wins if he can hold you back, keep you stuck, trapped, and without hope. But we have Jesus. He's my Prince of Peace. He's my victory. Is he yours? He came that you might have life and might have it abundantly. He crushes Satan under his feet. Jesus is our mediator who stands by my side and silences the accuser. You can overcome the enemy because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Now, we know that the enemy, Satan, is always working against God. Satan knows God's truth, and he is happy to broadcast into the world and into your life all opposite or opposing messages of darkness. God's truth is peace, perfect peace, confident, steady in him no matter what is going on around you. The enemy broadcasts chaos and fear. If you sense fear rising up in you, you are listening to the enemy's broadcast. God's truth is prosperity and abundant provision in his kingdom. As a daughter of God, the King, all of your needs are met. The enemy will broadcast poverty and not having enough. If you catch yourself saying, I don't have enough to pay for, you are listening to the enemy's broadcast. You must stop yourself and say, wait, provided for is who I am. I am a daughter of God. He will meet all of my needs according to his riches in glory. God's truth is unity, living, working, being together with all of our different personalities, likes and dislikes in unity. The enemy broadcasts offense and division. If you find yourself quickly offended, you are listening to the enemy's broadcasts. Do you see how Satan broadcasts the opposite to God's truth? So when you look at your life with the goal in mind of being a renewed mama, thinking right, speaking right, and responding right, you can ask yourself, is there anything in my life that is stealing, killing, and destroying? Do you want more joy? Well, what is stealing your joy? Do you want more patience? What is zapping your patience away? It's not your children, they are not to blame. You may need help to improve your parenting so that you have more patience and respond with less anger, shouting, and frustration. Do you feel like you are failing as a mom? Don't play enough with your children? Aren't living up to the kind of mom you saw in your mother? The house isn't tidy enough. All of these are lies that are stealing, killing, and destroying your joy, your victory, living in the moment with your family, and your peace. So how do you identify a deep-seated lie? How do you root it out, remove it, and exchange it for God's truth? In the last episode of the Renewed Mama podcast, episode 38, I shared about going fruit to root. I gave you several questions you could ask yourself and the Holy Spirit in order to uncover deep-seated lies in your life. You've got to do this with God as your Father, Daddy, Jesus as your friend, and Holy Spirit as your comforter. The link to the video podcast is in the show notes, or you can listen to episode 38 on your favorite podcast platform. See the blog post also for all of the questions to ask yourself. Listening to the rest of this podcast episode and listening to episode 38 will give you a good foundation for rooting out deep-seated lies. Sometimes we just need to hear something a few times to really let it sink in and become actionable in our lives. If there is one gift that you could give your children today, it would be your words, chosen carefully and spoken well. The words you speak today are like seeds planted in their hearts and minds. These word seeds will sprout and bear fruit in their life as they grow and become adults. Use Speak Life badges, sticker award badges, along with suggested scripts, or words you can say in the situations you encounter with your children. These scripts are designed to help you to speak to your child's individual personality, to break lies they may be believing, and to help them to grow up with a truth-filled mindset. Get them today at speaklifebadges.com. Let's go over a bit more now. Ask Holy Spirit, what lies, what ungodly mindset am I believing that is stealing, killing, and destroying my life? Holy Spirit, I give you permission to point out these deep-seated lies in my life and why they are there. I trust you, Holy Spirit, because you are good and you want me to win at life. I want to think right, to speak right, and respond right. I want to walk in freedom. Ask Holy Spirit, where did I first think or learn this lie? When did I first believe this lie that created this mindset? Who do I need to forgive for first teaching me this lie? Most times it goes all the way back to your childhood, through something spoken over you, how you were treated, what you saw in your parents, what you learned or experienced in the classroom or on the playground. Tell Holy Spirit, I hand you this lie I've been believing because of, and then whatever the reason is. Forgive me for partnering with it, for agreeing with it. Would you remove all ungodly mindsets attached to this lie? Holy Spirit, would you remove any harm this has caused my children, my husband, or others? What is the truth you want to show me to replace this lie? I choose to focus on what God says about this. Now you need a plan. So the next time you feel triggered in this way, or that deep-seated lie comes back to taunt you, you will think the right thing, you will say the right thing, and you will respond the right way. I call it a 911 plan. Just like you have an emergency plan for escaping in the event of a fire or a tornado, this is your 911 plan for victory. Write it down on an index card, a note on your phone, or in your journal. Here's the trigger. I will think. And then write down whatever you would think, your new right way of thinking. I will say, and then write down what is the new right thing for you to say. I will respond. Do this for each trigger, each lie that Holy Spirit is revealing to you. Teach this 911 plan to your children. They can ask Holy Spirit all of these same questions. Get to the root of the lie that they are believing and replace it with God's truth. What an amazing way to equip them at a young age to think right, to speak right, and to respond right. Be sure to thank Holy Spirit for healing your heart, for renewing your mind, for showing you His truth in this area of your life. Thank Him for victory, for freedom. Remember, all of these questions are written in the blog post for you to refer back to. Go to speaklifebadges.com, Deep-Seated Lies. Go through these same questions each time you spot anything in your life that steals, kills, or destroys. I know that you will do the work because you want to be a renewed mama in all areas of your life. Remember that no matter what your circumstances are, you must resist the enemy's perspective and remain focused on what God says. As a daughter of God, you are protected, covered under the authority of the Lamb's blood, Jesus' blood shed for you on the cross. Satan is forced to pass over you, to flee from you. If you stay rooted in His word, the Bible, always pursuing His thoughts, His words of truth, you will stay renewed and victorious. It's when you take your eyes off of Jesus and you stop guarding your thoughts, the words you speak, and how you respond, that you give Satan permission to step in and taunt you with those lies. Stand guard, mama. I care about you so much. If you need help further in this, I'm happy to help. DM or email me and we can hop on a Zoom call and go fruit to root together. I want you to walk in the victory God has for you. For more on how to disempower lies and to experience healing and deliverance in every area of your life, read these two books, Shifting Atmospheres by Donna De Silva, and Sozo, Saved, Healed, Delivered, A Journey into Freedom with the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit by Donna De Silva and Teresa Leibscher. Be sure to add the Renewed Mama podcast to your favorites for a deeper, practical, we're in this together connection. Follow or subscribe so that you won't miss an upcoming episode. Would you DM 3 mamas you know who need to hear this truth so that they can be encouraged and renewed too? Thank you. Lots of love. I'll see you next time.